On Tuesday, April 15th, listeners of the Kelce Brothers podcast were able to witness a profoundly human moment. This moment went beyond the typical lighthearted banter and left an emotional imprint on viewers all over the world. While sitting in front of the microphone, Jason Kelce wore the purple hoodie that became his signature. However, this time, his voice was trembling, his eyes were shining, and for a brief moment, he had a hard time finding the words to express himself. The conversation that started out as a straightforward discussion about family quickly evolved into something that was significantly more profound. Jason paused for a moment when he was asked about the Easter celebrations that his family had this year. Then, with eyes that were rimmed with red and a voice that was thick with emotion, he told a story that revealed the quiet and genuine heart of one of the most famous women in the world. "Taylor is not just Travis's girlfriend," he said, looking down and swallowing hard as he spoke. "She's part of my family." The pause was drawn out and heavy in its impact. The words that Jason was trying to say started to break as he continued. While he was pressing his hands over his face, he said, "What really struck me was the way that she concerns herself. Indeed, it is not only for Travis. My mother is taken care of by her. Kylie is someone she spends time with. She communicates with my daughters. Each and every person in my life is not hidden from her. She adores them as if they were her own children." Reaching across the emotional divide to reassure his brother in a moment of raw vulnerability, Travis Kelce responded, not with words, but with something more powerful. A quiet, supportive glance, and a subtle, comforting gesture. He did this in order to reach out to his brother. The podcast, which was normally full of hilarity and discussion about sports, suddenly became completely silent. That this was not a performance was made abundantly clear to viewers who were able to watch it on video. It was a family matter. It was a true event. Taylor Swift, who is renowned all over the world for her artistic abilities, her fame, and the cultural impact she has had, was being honored in this specific location for something that was more personal and profound. The quiet and unwavering devotion that she has for the people who are performing behind the scenes is something that she does not have to do. Jason continued to speak in a soft voice, his tone remaining uneven. However, she works hard at it, and she does it with all of her heart. This rare emotional display struck a chord with audiences across social media, with many of them commenting on the humility, love, and profound bonds that were displayed in that one powerful exchange. We were reminded of something more profound and universal by this moment, which occurred in a world that is frequently characterized by headlines and the spectacle of celebrities. It was about love, kindness, and the extraordinary impact of showing up for other people even when no one is watching in order to make a difference in their lives. As Jason Kelce continued, it became clear that he was recalling more than just a holiday get-together. His voice became softer. He related a story that conveyed a great deal of information about love, family, and the unexpected ways in which people can have an impact on our lives. An additional crack appeared in Jason's voice as he stated, "She assisted Kylie in the kitchen. After that, she delighted in spending hours playing with my daughters, just as any other doting aunt would. My daughter makes use of the term Auntie Tay." As tears began to form in his eyes, he paused and smiled in a way that was barely audible. Even more than that, she wants to sleep next to her. This is the kind of connection that they have developed alongside him. Travis Kelce, who is typically the first to make a joke or poke fun at someone, managed to maintain an unusually low profile. And then, in a rare moment of tenderness, he leaned in, placed a hand gently on Jason's shoulder, and whispered with sincerity that cut through the silence between them. His eyes, which were filled with empathy, remained fixed on his older brother. "Jay, I am familiar with you. That is the reason why I adore her." The line was one that did not require any kind of explanation, a truth that had been forged through years of triumph, hardship, and unwavering loyalty. It was a truth that was shared between brothers, not only because of its unfiltered vulnerability, but also because of the insight it provided into the strength of the Kelce family bond and the grace with which Taylor Swift had been welcomed into it. This deeply emotional exchange was one of the most powerful moments that the podcast had ever witnessed. After that, Travis proceeded to reveal something that Taylor had confided in him, which was a peaceful confession that was filled with gratitude and vulnerability. She shared with me, "Travis, I adore the way in which your family embraces me in such a manner. At no other time in my life have I felt so much like myself." After wiping his eyes, Jason gave a slow nod in response to his brother's words. "That's right," he mumbled under his breath. "She is a member of our group. Not due to the fact that she is famous or because she is my brother's girlfriend, but rather due to the fact that her heart is genuine." When it comes to family, Jason and Travis Kelce never fail to reveal the emotional core that lies beneath the surface, which includes the loyalty, sincerity, and love that binds them together. This is true despite the fact that their sibling debates on the show are frequently heated and they engage in playful competition with one another. "A lot has been put in front of us," Jason said, casting a stealthy glance in the direction of his brother. "There was never a time when I imagined that I would cry on air, but here we are. From the football field to this podcast." At a later point in the podcast, Kylie Kelce participated in the discussion, which was a deeply personal moment for her. A person who, according to her, had become more than just a visitor in their lives, is the subject of her voice, which is calm, reflective, and full of quiet admiration for that person. "It's not enough to say that she's a girl who loves you," Kylie whispered and said, "She is a cute young lady who adores our entire family." When Kylie spoke about Taylor Swift, she did not refer to her as a global superstar, but rather as a woman who entered their world with humility and heart. She went on to say that what sets Taylor apart from other people is the fact that she does not come to be loved, rather she comes to love. It was not the grand gestures or appearances that made headlines that determined her position within the Kelce family. That was not the case. It was the insignificant, unspoken things, the instance that very few people ever get to witness. She is attentive and takes the time to listen. According to Kylie, a memory that lingered with Kylie was a quiet act of kindness, a birthday celebration that her mother had quietly celebrated without expecting anything from anyone else. Kylie revealed this memory almost as an afterthought, but it allowed her to truly care and make each of us feel as though we were being seen. As Taylor discovered, it was her mother's birthday. It was Kylie who shared. Her silence was completely silent. The gift was a beautifully framed photograph of our family with lyrics from Mom's favorite song written beneath it. She did not make an announcement about it or post about it on social media, but a few days later she gave it to her just love, with no cameras or attention in sight. The gesture was uncomplicated, but it conveyed a great deal of information. Taylor's presence in the Kelce family has been something entirely different, genuine, unspoken, and profoundly felt. This is in contrast to the world in which so much is performed, and where affection is frequently curated for the spotlight. During these peaceful moments, Taylor Swift's connection with the Kelces has evolved into something more than just a relationship by association. This includes activities such as playing with children and remembering the birthday of a mother by name. Something that is rooted in sincerity, in presence, and in the kind of love that leaves a lasting mark on a family as well as on those who are watching from a distance, has become something that has become something.